Hey guys, I've been thinking tons about leadership. I actually got asked to speak and present to a group of youth on leadership tonight. And I've been trying to wrap my mind around, okay, what is it really? What is leadership? And I've been studying it for 24 years and I've been reading, tons of books. There's literally hundreds and hundreds of books on leadership. Guys like John Maxwell, he's been working in this field for like 50 years and written dozens of books only on leadership. And so it's huge, it's vast. But if you could break it down just one idea, what is leadership for you? And are you a leader? And as I've thought about that, and I actually teach classes on leadership, and I've been teaching classes for years on both self-leadership and social leadership. And there's a lot of misconceptions around it, right? Like a lot of people think, oh, leadership is only when you have a leadership position, like when you have the title, when you're a president of something or a vice president, or when somebody asks you to come and be the chair or the lead at this or to take on a role, and we think, oh, now that's leadership. But I don't think so. And I think just because you're in a position doesn't actually make you a leader. So, what is leadership? And at least one idea that I really love is this fact that a leader is trying really hard and doing really well, not perfect, but doing really well at living the principles of leadership. Like living the ideals or striving towards the ideals, even though we fall short, right? We all make mistakes and we fall down and fail and we stick our foot in our mouth and we say things we shouldn't say and do things we later look back and say, I shouldn't have done that, right? We all do that. But you're striving, you're trying, you're diligent and determined to live the principles that make life better, right? And especially the principles that you're trying to teach. And so if you're leading, so hands down, leading yourself first, that's leadership. Without exception. I can't think of any exception to that where you lead yourself first. And if you're in a position or you're not in a position, you lead yourself first. So it's self-mastery. It's the habits and the mindsets, the words, the actions, the thoughts, the ideas. It's striving to get your own life in order. That, my friends, is leadership. And I don't care who you are, if you're the president of a country or the president of a massive organization, if you don't have your own life in order and you're not living the principles of leadership, in the great truths and ideas and concepts and habits that transform your life and make it better, if you're not doing that, you're not a leader, even if you have the position. That's my opinion. I don't care where you are. If you're not living leadership principles, you're not a leader in my mind. So position or not, you're living those principles and you're leading your own self first. That's the first rule of leadership. And then second, it's easy then, if you're living it yourself, the second then is easy because you're modeling it for others. Right? If you're setting that example and you're striving to model it and being, a servant leader and, out in the front kind of leader, hey, I'm never going to ask you to do anything that I'm not doing myself. Let's go do this together. That's awesome leadership right there. And that's the most effective way to be a social leader as well, right? I love this stuff. And I think this is my opinion here, my perspective of studying this stuff for over 2 decades, working with youth and adults around the world. My perspective is we all ought to be striving for leadership, self-leadership and social leadership. And again, not necessarily a position. You don't have to have any kind of position to have social leadership. It's just being a leader to the people around you. And that can be, it always starts in your own home, and then friends and neighbors and community and organizations and work and schools and the things you're a part of. Social leadership happens there. It doesn't have to be, you're standing on a podium, I'm the leader, do what I say, right? It's not that. It's just leading out. Being enthusiastic, being alive, really pursuing life with excitement and passion and purpose and direction and meaning and fulfillment, right? And helping other peoples live in a great way. Oh, I love it. I think I said peoples, helping other peoples. That's awesome. The peeps, right? Or sometimes we act like sheeple and we're just kind of going along following the herd. And man, we need leaders. We need leaders to stand up and say, hey, let's live deliberately, let's live intentionally, let's do life the best we can. And you guys, fascinating here, like I teach this stuff literally every day because I have classes that I do for youth, and our fall classes are starting right now. So check out worldschoolacademy.com. Check out a list of classes there. I have a class like built into this. It's called Habits for a Successful Life. And we're reading absolutely incredible books, some of the best books I've read. And we're reading those books and having those discussions, doing experiments, doing habit trackers. So we're gonna spend August through December tracking those things. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. So we meet Tuesday, Thursday, and track that. So it's for youth. Then I'm doing a World War II class. It's all built around these great leaders who were not put into leadership positions. They were thrown into them, and thrown into concentration camps, 2 of them, and then one of my favorite ones, Jacques Lucéron, who he went blind as a little boy in Paris in the 30s, and then when the Nazis came in, he was like, I'm going to do something about this. He rose to leadership, even as a blind boy, and then as a blind teenager, built up this organization, and he was leading this massive underground movement against the Nazis. Like, awesome! That's leadership. It's incredible. So we're doing those, that class too for youth, and then I have classes for parents on the same thing on worldschoolacademy.com. I got classes in there for parents, adults, about leading your life and leading your family. And we have, I love this stuff. I'm not sitting here trying to sell you on this. I'm just sharing, like, this is what I live for. This is what I do. This is what I study. This is what I do, like, day in and day out. And we have our School of Awesome Sauce monthly coaching program. Same thing. Just sharing these awesome principles. And so I share that just to say, look, like, I'm thinking about this every day. I'm reading about it every day. I'm writing about it every day. I'm presenting about it every day. Like, I love this stuff. And it's in my life, and it has totally transformed my life, and it's transformed the lives of countless other people. And I love it. I love to share it. I love to help. So if you're ready to step up leadership and you want to lead yourself and lead others, and you're ready for that next level of life, get in and take advantage of these opportunities. Just jump in one of those things, whatever fits best, or even one-on-one coaching. This is really what coaching is all about, helping you, like, take ownership of your life and go to the next level. Like, get everything dialed in order, like your mindset, your heart set, like I've talked about, your skill set, just getting everything in a spot where you're unstoppable. You're on fire. You're living at your very best and making things happen. Oh, I love this stuff. You guys, awesome is always an option. Reach upward. Go get it. Lead your life and then help others. Lead others to lead their own lives. And man, think how awesome the world will be. It is awesome. Think how much better, like, our own lives, our families, our communities, our friends, and the world will be as we're all seeking to live the principles of leadership. Go make it happen. Reach upward.